What is up, everybody? It is your boy Scrappy Muscle here, and today I am going to tell you guys my story. I saw other people doing it on YouTube, awesome people, so I thought I'd give you my story, my journey, for you guys and for myself. Anyways, guys, here we go. So it all started back in middle school, when I was starting middle school. You know, I was your everyday kid. I was small as can be, no muscle tone whatsoever. I loved hanging out with my friends just like any other kid, having fun. And as I went through middle school, of course, I got picked on for my size and how I was, you know, but mainly for my size and everything. And that brought me down. It really did. But I kept going on, you know. That's what you gotta keep doing. You gotta keep keeping on, you know what I mean? Don't let anybody stop you in your tracks, you know. People are gonna be mean, you know. And that's just a simple fact. School kids are mean, and if you're not like them, they will pick on you, and that was my case. So as I went through middle school, as I was starting, we had to choose our electives, right? Just like any other middle school, high school. I'm sure y'all guys went through it. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt, right, to choose your electives. So I was going through the electives, so many I couldn't even choose, really. So I chose the simple ones, like art and all that stuff, social studies, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. But what elective stood out to me that I really wanted to do was gym and weightlifting, the weight room. So I picked that, and I started doing gym, conditioning, everything and whatnot, and doing the weight room, you know. And that's where I learned my basics of weightlifting and just training in general and weightlifting and everything and conditioning. But as it went on in the weight room, I kept getting picked on, of course, and some days were better than others, you know. I had my bad days to where I got tired of the bully, so I lashed out at the bully. And that's not what you ever want to do, because then you just become like them, you know. But I had enough, because I was that type of kid that bottled everything up, and you don't want to do that. You never want to do that. So as I was still doing weight room and gym, and as I was still getting picked on, I didn't let that discourage me that I was getting picked on. I just kept on going, you know. You just gotta keeping on. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and you can't do, you know. People in school kids, they're gonna be mean. If you're not like them, they will be mean, you know. And that's a shame. Anyways, as it went on through middle school, I did the weight room, I did gym. That bettered my confidence and my self-esteem, you know. And as I went into middle school, you know, what can I say? I got worse, you know, and just the bullying and everything that was going on at home. I had stuff going on at home, conflicts going on at home and everything. And I was going through depression. And I just let that carry on over into school, into high school, you know, to where the point I was getting mad at my teachers. I was lashing out at my teachers and everything like that. And I was picked on in high school too for my size, you know? And people just wanted to give me crap. And I just couldn't take it. So I would stand up for myself, of course. I'm not gonna not stand up for myself. Who would do that, you know? But you can't be scared of a bully. And that's what I wasn't. But lashing out at my teachers and everything like that, and didn't help, you know. I was sent to ISS over and over and over again. It was a cycle, you know, on through high school. And that was the case at the time. And I started hanging out with these people on my bus, you know, one day after school. They're good people. They just had bad habits, you know, and got me into a bad habit to where I picked up on those habits because I thought those habits could take away my pain and my depression and take me away from what I was going through, you know. But that's never the case. You never want to resort to that. And what I was doing, I was smoking, I was drinking, you know, and that was not good at all. And as I got picked on in high school, you know, I wasn't a bully or anything, but the people that pissed me off, I got mad at them and started calling them names. And just, it got worse, you know? And you never want to become like that person. Don't let people get the best of you. You cannot let people get the best of you. So it was kind of like I was just like them, you know? But you cannot let people get the best of you no matter what. You just got to be yourself. And I was that type of guy, type of kid that bottled up all my feelings, you know? And it just lashed out everywhere at everybody, and just sometimes for no reason whatsoever, you know? And that was very, very bad. And I was going through that for a while, but as I was going to ISS over and over and over again, I had one awesome teacher who saw straight through me, just saw a scared little kid going through depression and just mad at the world, you know? And she was awesome. She would bail me out of ISS in school suspension. I'm sure y'all know that. And I would sit in her room and chill, you know? And she was awesome for that. She noticed me, you know? She saw right through me. So, as I went on through high school, funny story, the one person that was bullying me back in middle school, I became friends with that person. And I began to understand that person. That person began to understand me. And eventually, this person and me became friends. And he did say he was sorry for all he did. You know, he didn't realize what an impact it had on me, you know. When people are bullying, making fun of people, they don't realize the impact it has on that person. The fact is, anger is not the answer. Lashing out is not the answer. But in high school also, I was doing weight class and getting into weights, and I got more experienced to where I was getting taught how to do power cleans and how to do deadlifts and everything like that in machines, and working with dumbbells, doing curls, side laterals, and shoulder presses, and all sorts of exercises like that, you know. But my nutrition really was not on point, you know. I drank a lot of soda and I ate a lot of junk food. And I had jobs throughout high school, you know. I've worked at Liberty Tax to where I was the Liberty Tax woman, or in my case, Liberty Tax man. And being my size, when I was in the Liberty Tax dress, even when I had to work on rainy days, my dress would drag to the ground to where I would almost trip over it. And that was just a job to make money, you know. I loved to make money. Excuse me, guys. And just that gave me confidence and just gave me that self acceptance, I guess you would say. It made me feel good that I was making my own money. You know, it was little pocket change, but it was money. And that gave me a understanding of how to manage and make your own money and just get better at anything, you know, and gave me more confidence, more motivation. And as I got older, you know, I learned, you know, and just anger and lashing out and bad habits. The bad habits I was doing was smoking and drinking, and that was not good at all. But I got out of that as I went through high school, you know, when I got up into, let's say, I want to say 19 years old, because when I was 18 years old, I did go through an episode, you know. I went to the hospital for overdosing on alcohol, you know, and that wasn't good at all. And I got through that and everything like that. I could still remember the policeman. Well, I couldn't even remember the policeman coming in, but my mom did say a policeman came in the room and could tell I was out of it. So I guess he realized that that was the best punishment for me. He wasn't even going to take me to jail, you know, juvenile. But I learned from that experience too, and of course my mom was very, very mad. And at that time I was in mixed martial arts classes, you know, and I loved doing mixed martial arts. I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was my favorite art, and I did it for 2 years. My sensei was awesome, and my senseis were awesome. The people were awesome, and I just got better through there, you know, from 19 years old on. But I had been doing mixed martial arts for 2 years, ever since I was, 16 years old? 16, 17 years old. That's when I started doing mixed martial arts. But whenever you get into a sports, guys, that's where you can talk to people and relate to people and get more motivation, self-confidence, self-discipline. You know, that's everything a kid needs, especially a kid going through a lot of stuff, you know. And as I went on my weightlifting, my nutrition wasn't on point. I was eating junk food, drinking a lot of soda and all that stuff, you know. But as I got older, you know, as I got into my 20s, I guess you would say, yeah, my 20s, I started eating healthy. I started just researching what to eat. One of my go-to websites to see what to eat was bodybuilding.com, you know. So I saw a lot of people on YouTube also eating egg whites, you know, eating egg whites and figuring out how to make egg whites taste actually good. So I started putting salsa in my egg whites, and I had your regular salsa and egg white mixture, you know. I would have about 2 to 3 egg whites in the morning, and I started watching people like the Protein Chef. Derek Howell's the Protein Chef, and I started doing his recipes also. And I love his recipes. Go check him out, the Protein Chef, and he's awesome. His videos, his recipes are awesome, and I started doing that and everything like that. So that's where I learned how to make my own meal plan. You know, I don't go by any other meal plan like the P90X or Insanity meal plan or anything like that. I just customized my own meal plan to myself. So I started doing that. That's where my journey just started to lift off into fitness, you know, along with the weightlifting and everything in middle school and high school, and with my calisthenics, you know. And in high school, I was also in ROTC. That's where I